And in yet another display of defiance, young activists across the country have rejected any negotiations with the government regarding the nation's future. Instead, they say they are resolute in their pursuit of justice for their fallen comrades. Their demand? Accountability from the authorities. They spoke during the burial of David Chege, a young protester who lost his life outside Parliament buildings during the protests. Ode Francis now reports.
Parliament buildings, June 25th of 2024, the final day on earth for David Chege. His voice, once raised in protest, was forever silenced.
David is a modern-day freedom fighter. He was armed with a flag and they murdered him. Before June 25th, this flag was only flying in ministers' cars, in government buildings during holidays. But because of David's death and many others, this flag is now liberated. So the new flag of this country is this flag, and the new photo that should be in every school, every home, every business is the flag of the Republic of Kenya. David did not die in vain.
The air crackled with tension as fellow protesters, including human rights defenders, paid their last respects.
Just because they're killing us, just because justice isn't served, it's not the end, and I'm so glad the family knows that. He is a hero.
David was actually in the last phase of his visa application process to go work in Germany. It was actually the final stages. He was going to work in Germany. He had gotten a job opportunity in Germany.
Chege's casket lay draped in a flag of Kenya, a symbol of both pride and tragedy. The crowd, united in grief, demanded justice.
As the president says about dialogue, we can't have dialogue without justice. Yes. We can't have dialogue without knowing how David died. Yes. We can't have dialogue without compensation. Yes. So before they say, I want to talk to the Gen Zs, you need to acknowledge that your government killed its young people. Yes. Number one. Number two, you need to apologize to those families. Then you can talk about dialogue. But there can never, ever, 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 ever be dialogue without justice.
Their voices aimed at those in authority, the Kenya Kwanza administration.
So we are telling the government, we must get justice for our fallen heroes. That is non-negotiable. Lazima tujue wale waliohusika na haya mauaji, na hawa watu wachukuliwe hatua. Tunataka kuwaona kizimbani kotini. Don't tell us about dialogue when there is injustice flowing everywhere in this country. Kusema tutasonga mbele utaambia nini mama yake David Chege?
David Chege remembered as more than just an IT expert. He was a Sunday school teacher.
David will go down in the books of history. David is special. He is extremely special. Nishuja, I hope you keep your heads held high.
David Chege's fate was sealed by a bullet on the head, a casualty of the very system he challenged. The government's silence spoke volumes, but David's legacy endures. According to the young mourners, he is not just another statistic. He is a hero, an emblem of resilience. Now, as David Chege is laid to rest today here in Mangu, that is Kiambu County, his dream of traveling to Germany for work remains here as his protesters or fellow protesters and the families demand for justice. Ode Francis, Citizen TV, Kiambu County.